I had the ring in my pocket, my fingers brushing the velvet box like it was a lifeline. The sunset painted the city in gold and orange, and Sophia leaned against the balcony, hair catching the light. "This view is beautiful," she said softly. "I was hoping you'd think so." My voice caught slightly, but I smiled. "It's almost perfect." "Almost." She glanced back at me, teasing. "Yeah, missing one thing." Her phone buzzed on the table. She turned, eyes flicking to the screen. I noticed the shift immediately. Her posture straightened, lips parted in a way that wasn't for me. "Sorry, I need to take this." She snatched the phone before I could even step closer. "Who is it?" I asked, trying to keep it casual. "Work," she said quickly. "I'll just be a minute." Work. At 7 p.m., during dinner, on the night Ayeshi walked toward the far end of the balcony, voice low but urgent. I couldn't hear every word, but I caught enough. "Damien, no, I can meet tomorrow, yes. I've missed you too." My grip tightened. On the ring box in my pocket, the wind carried her laughter back to me, soft, warm, the kind I hadn't heard in weeks. She returned a minute later, tucking her phone away like nothing had happened. "Everything okay?" I asked. "Yeah," she said, sitting down, "just business." "You've been having a lot of business calls lately." She frowned. "You make it sound like I'm lying." "I'm just saying I hesitated. We barely talk anymore. You're always on your phone, always busy." Her eyes narrowed. "I'm working towards something, Ethan. Not everyone's content with staying in the same place forever." The jab landed, but I forced a smile. "I thought we were building something together." She didn't answer, just sipped her wine. Set my glass down. "Sophia, I need some space." She cut me off without looking up. "Space?" "Yes. Lately it feels like I don't know. Maybe we've lost the spark." I swallowed the lump in my throat. "We can fix that." "I'm not sure we can." She stood, walking inside. "Duh. I'm going to call it a night." "You can stay if you want." I followed her into the living room. "Is this about someone else?" She froze, then turned slowly. "Why would you say that?" "Because you light up for whoever's on the other end of that phone, and it's not me." Her lips pressed into a thin line. "You're imagining things. I'm not." She grabbed her purse. "I'm tired. We'll talk later." We never talk later. Her eyes flicked to the balcony where the wine glasses still sat. "Maybe that's the problem." And then she walked out. Just like that. No argument, no tears. Just an exit. Clean and deliberate. The front door clicked shut, and the apartment fell silent. I stood there for a while, the ring still in my pocket, the words still stuck in my throat. I'd imagined this night 100 times. But not like this. Not with her walking away before I could even open the box, by the time I finally left. The city lights had taken over the sky, cold and distant. The next morning I found myself at Lucas's cafe. "You look like hell," he said, sliding me a coffee before I could order. "Thanks for the pep talk," I muttered. "What happened?" "You were supposed to propose last night?" "Didn't get the chance." I stared into the coffee, watching the steam swirl. She got a call from someone named Damien. Everything changed after that. Lucas set his cup down hard. "Damien. Cross? You know him?" "Everyone in this city knows him. He's loaded, cocky, and bored enough to chase anything that moves." "Great." I rubbed my face. "Ethan, if she's mixed up with him..." He trailed off, leaning forward. "Need to be careful. The guy's a snake. I'm not worried about him." "Then you're not paying attention." I sipped my coffee. "I don't want to jump to conclusions." Lucas gave me a look. "Your gut's already telling you the conclusion." I didn't answer. "You gonna tell me you still want to marry her?" I hesitated. "I don't know. I just know I don't." "Want to lose her?" "Sometimes losing someone is the best thing that can happen to you." I shook my head, not ready to believe that yet. That night, I called Sophia. "Hey," she answered flatly. "Can we talk?" "I'm busy." "It won't take long." Silence then. "Fine. What is it?" "Last night I felt like you weren't there with me. It's like you've already checked out of this relationship." "That's dramatic." "Is it? You said you need space? Is that your way of breaking up with me without saying the words?" "I'm saying I need time to think." "Think about what?" But whether this is the life I want, the words hit harder than I expected. And if it's not, she exhaled, then I'll let you know. I gripped the phone tighter. You could just tell me now, I'm not ready to decide. Almost told her about the ring. Almost told her I was ready to give her everything she claimed to want. But something stopped me. Okay, I said finally. Take your time, thanks. She hung up. I sat there in the dark, the ring box on the table, the velvet catching. The faint glow from the streetlights. I'd never felt so far from her hand. So close to losing everything. Lucas slid my coffee across the table. So still no proposal? I stared at the steam curling upward. Didn't happen? She turned you down? I didn't get the chance. She's different lately. How different? Phone calls at night. Smiles that aren't for me. Distance. Like she's somewhere else entirely. He leaned back, folding his arms. You know what that sounds like? I don't want to jump to conclusions, he snorted. You're not jumping, you're ignoring the cliff edge. Sighed. Maybe she's just stressed. Or maybe she's chasing something bigger: status, money, power. That's her type, right? I looked up sharply. She's with me. For now. That's not fair. It's honest. I gripped my cup. I'm not some nobody, Lucas. I know. But does she? She knows I work hard. She knows. He cut me off. She knows what you let her see. I frowned. What's that supposed to mean? You hide your success? No flash, no bragging? That's admirable, but some people mistake quiet for small. I stared at him for a long moment. She needs flash to believe in me. Maybe I trailed off. Maybe what? Maybe she's not the person I thought she was. That night, I stopped by Sophia's apartment. She was in the kitchen, laughing into her phone. Hey, I said, setting the wine bottle on the counter. She held up a finger. Mouthing 1 second, I poured 2 glasses, listening without meaning to. I know. Right? I told her I can't marry a man without ambition. My hand froze on the bottle. Yes, of course, Damien has vision. He knows where he's going. That's attractive. The words hit harder than they should have. She turned, surprised. Oh, you're here. Yeah. Heard a bit of your call. Her eyes flickered. It was just Maya. Girl talk. Girl talk. About ambition? She shrugged. It came up. And Damien. She set her glass down. You're making this into something it's not. I'm making it into what I heard. Her jaw tightened. You don't need to get defensive. It's not defensive. I'm just wondering when my ambition stopped being enough for you. She rolled her eyes. Ethan, you're comfortable. But some people want more out of life. I forced a smile. More than honesty. Loyalty. More than comfort. Silence stretched until she grabbed her wine and walked into the living room. Lucas's words echoed in my head as I left that night. Some people mistake quiet for small. I'd built my empire carefully, under layers of holding companies and trusted names. No one outside my inner circle knew the scope of it, not even Sophia. I wanted someone who loved me without the balance sheet. Now I wasn't sure if that person existed. The next morning, Lucas called. You sound like you didn't sleep. Didn't? What happened? I overheard her telling a friend she couldn't marry a man without ambition. She mentioned Damien's vision. He let out a low whistle. And you're still thinking she's just stressed? She doesn't know the truth about me, why not? Because if I told her, I'd never know if she wanted me or what I have. Lucas was quiet for a beat. So you're testing. Her, maybe, and if she fails, I didn't answer right away. Then I guess I'll know. That evening, I sent her a text. Dinner tomorrow? She replied hours later, busy. Maybe next week. I stared at the screen until it dimmed. Next week might be too late. The following day, I met Clara at the cafe. She studied my face. Lucas told me a bit. I'm sorry. Don't be. It's not over yet. She knows you, Ethan. If she's saying you don't have ambition. Clara shook her head. Either she's blind or she doesn't value what you are. I leaned forward. And if it's the second, then you walk. Before she takes more than you're willing to give. I looked out the window. Easier said than done. Not if you decide you're worth more than her approval. That night, lying in bed, I thought about the ring still hidden in my drawer. I imagined giving it to her, her face lighting up not because of me, but because of what it represented. Closed the drawer. She wanted a man with ambition. She had no idea who she was about to lose. I didn't plan on walking into her apartment that night, as I'd been in the neighborhood and something in me instinct told me to see her. The door was unlocked. Sophia, I called, stepping inside. Her voice didn't answer. Instead, I heard laughter, a man's laughter. I followed the sound to the living room. Damien's arms were around her. His hand rested on her waist like it belonged there. He turned, smirking. Well, this is awkward. My eyes locked on hers. What is this? She didn't move. It's exactly what it looks like. Meaning, I asked, my voice colder than I expected. She took a slow breath. Damien can give me the life I deserve. I almost laughed. The life you deserve. And what exactly do you think I've been giving you? Love, she said flatly. But love doesn't pay for penthouses, doesn't open doors in this city. Damien stepped forward, extending his hand. No hard feelings, man. It's just business and ambition. I stared at his hand. You should pull that back before I break it. His smirk widened, but he withdrew. See, that's the problem. No vision, no hunger. Sophia needs someone who I'm still talking to her. I cut in, eyes fixed on her face. So this has been going on for how long? Does it matter? She asked. We were drifting anyway, I repeated. No, Sophia, you were drifting. I was still anchored. You were stagnant, she corrected. You're content with whatever small life you've built. I'm not. I exhaled sharply. Small life. That's what you think this is? You? Hide it well, she said, glancing at Damien. But I know ambition when I see it tanned. You don't have it. I studied her for a long moment. No, you don't know ambition. You know greed. They're not the same thing, Damien chuckled. Philosophy from a man who just walked in on his girl with someone else. Cute. I turned my gaze to him. You think you've won something here? You haven't even started losing yet? Threats? He asked lightly. No, promises. Sophia's voice hardened. I don't want drama, okay? This isn't about you versus Damien. This is about me choosing the life I want. I nodded slowly. And you've made that choice. She crossed her arms. So what now? You storm out? Slam the door? Cry? I took a step closer. No, I walk out quietly. You'll wish every day after that I'd slammed the door instead. She blinked. Is that supposed to scare me? No, I said evenly. Supposed to be. The last thing you hear from me? Damien tilted his head. Man, you should take the loss gracefully. Sophia's mine now, I smiled faintly. You can have her. Just remember, everything comes with a price tag, and you're about to find out you can't afford her. Her lips parted like she wanted to respond, but I turned toward the door. Wait. She called after me. You're not even going to fight for me? I stopped, but didn't turn around. You were never a prize to fight for, Sophia. Not anymore. Silence filled the room. Then Damien laughed under his breath. Guess that's it? I opened the door. No, that's the beginning. The hallway was quiet as I stepped out. The sound of their muffled voices fading behind me. My chest was tight, but not from heartbreak, not anymore. Lucas picked up on the first ring when I called. You sound off. What happened? I just walked in on Sophia with Damien, I said. Flatly, he swore. You serious? Dead serious? You okay? I hesitated. Better than I thought I'd be. What did she say? That Damien can give her the life she deserves. Lucas snorted. Funny, she has no idea and she won't, I interrupted. Not until it's too late. He paused. I'm not thinking anything yet, I said. But I know one thing. This isn't over. Oh. There was a long silence before he spoke again. You want me to dig into Damien? Yes, I said without hesitation. Everything. Where he makes his money, who he owes, what skeletons he's hiding, and I want it fast. Got it. He exhaled. Sound calm to calm, because anger makes noise, I said quietly. And I need silence right now. You're planning something, he said. I'm preparing, I corrected. Plans come later. First I watch. I listen. I wait. Lucas didn't argue. All right, I'll start tonight. Thanks. I hung up before he could say more. Stood outside on the sidewalk, staring at the city lights. Sophia thought I was small. Damien thought he'd taken something from me. They both had no idea the ground they were standing on was already mine, and I had every intention of letting them dance on it until it gave way. I sat in my apartment, lights off, phone face down. The silence felt heavy enough to crush me. Clara's voice broke through the dark. You can't sit here forever. I'm not, I muttered. Just burying something. She stepped closer. Us, I corrected. Whatever we're, it's dead now. Clara sighed. Then mourn it. But don't drag the corpse around. Some losses are blessings, even if they stab first. I looked at her. You think betrayal's a blessing? I think knowing who she really is frees you, she said. Before you gave her more years to waste, I gave her everything, I said quietly. She handed it to Damien like it was hers to give. That's on her, Clara replied, not you. Before I could respond, my phone buzzed. Lucas, you want me to take him apart now? He asked without greeting. No, I said. No. His voice was sharp. You saw them together. She threw it in your face. Why wait? I guess revenge. Done too soon tastes bitter, I said. But it needs to be cooked slow. You're telling me to sit on my hands while Damien walks around thinking he won? Yes, I said. Let him think it. Let them both think it. Lucas made a sound of disgust. You're too calm for a man who just got stabbed in the chest. Because I'm not bleeding, I said. I'm sharpening the knife. Clara folded her arms. Lucas, he's right. If you go in guns blazing, it'll be messy and obvious. I don't care if it's obvious, Lucas said. I care about him getting payback. I care about it sticking, I said. Isn't about a punch to the face. It's about breaking the ground under his feet. Lucas went silent for a moment. So what's the plan? There isn't one yet, I said. Plans need pieces, and right now I don't have enough of them. You're losing time, he warned. I'm building patience, I replied. Clara leaned against the wall. Patience isn't weakness, Lucas. It's choosing the right moment to strike so the blow actually lands. Lucas exhaled. Fine, but I'm digging into him anyway. I'll find something. Good, I said. Just don't use it until I tell you. And if I do, he asked, then you'll ruin everything, I said flatly. He muttered something. I didn't catch. All right, but when you give the word, I'm not holding back. You won't need to, I said. I ended the call. The room felt colder. Clara studied me. You're not just angry, you're different. I buried someone today, I said. Not her. The version of me that thought she'd never do this. That version was naive, she said. That version is gone, I replied. She nodded slowly. Good, because the man I see now, he's dangerous. I gave a humorless smile. Dangerous gets things done. Clara stepped closer. Just promise me one thing. What? When the moment comes, you'll make sure it's clean. No loose ends, no splatter on your shoes. I'm not here for a show, I said. I'm here for an ending. Then you'll get one, she said. Just don't mistake silence for peace. Waiting can eat you alive if you're not careful. I'll feed it something else, I said. She raised an eyebrow. Like what? Hope. I said, theirs. Let them build it up. Wrap themselves in it. Believe it's unbreakable. Then I'll take it away. Clara's eyes softened. You're colder than I thought. I learned from the best, I said. She gave a faint smile. Then I guess all that's left is the waiting. Yes, I said. The waiting and the watching. Ava knocked. You asked for me? I did, I said. Close the door. She stepped in. I turned my screen so she could see Sophia on a rooftop. Damien's arm at her waist. Caption of champagne. Ava winced. You okay? I'm working. I said, read the tag. At Cross's End, she read. Damien's company, his stage. I said, not the floor. You want recon? I've got recon, I said. I need execution. She pulled a notebook. Say the names. Sterling, Harbor, Hutton, Ridge, Pacific Aegis, Grapevines, I said. They laddered into Albemarle Trust. Albemarle into Sequoia Meridian. She looked up. Sequoia Meridian owns Crossascend. Through Caspian, Vale, and Sonder, I said. My signature sits in vaults he's never seen. Her voice dropped. You already own him. I own the weather, I said. Today, I schedule the storm. Quiet merger. We consolidate voting, refinance his debt, and gift him a golden chair bolted to the floor. You want him to celebrate the cuffs? Exactly. You'll run point. I'm your assistant, she said. Not anymore, I said. Head of integration. Effective now. She steadied. Then give me authority. Give mine, I said. Start with Grant on Meridian's board. Offer the integration chair. Call Reeves and Nolan. This stays airless. And Banks. Mind whoever feeds Crossascend, I said. Nomura, Lazard, anyone whispering raise. I want dates, not. Rumors, Lucas. She asked. Tell him to stop reading comments and start confirming contacts. She nodded. Conference room? 4-2, I said. Contain the noise? Grant answered fast. Ethan, what's up? Integration committee? Chair's yours if your calendar opens and your mouth closes? He coughed. Integrating what? You'll see the deck tomorrow, I said. Today, I need yes. Yes, he said quickly. One more thing, I added. Stop feeding Crossascend's PR. How? Because you like microphones, I said. Learn silence. Understood, he muttered. I hung up. Raised. A thumb, he's in. He's contained, I said. Lucas arrived with contraband croissants. Nomura says Crossascend's revolver resets in 6 weeks. Covenant's soft. Good, I said. We'll harden them, Lazard whispers. A growth raise. He added influencers, banners. Let them rehearse, I said. We own the route, he eyed my screen. Still watching their rooftop? I'm studying tells, I said. Damien grips her waist like he's selling ownership. Compensating, Lucas said. Close in, 60? 60, I said. 45 if they grandstand. Ava slid him a folder. Board tree, banker notes, council schedule. Lucas nodded at her. Promotion? She's head of integration, I said. Ava squared her shoulders. Then I need clear lines. Of them, I said. Everyone else gets dotted ones. Reeves and Nolan joined by secure line. Parameters, the partner asked. Soft close merger, no leaks, I said. Titan capital, grant Damien ceremony, remove levers. Golden handcuffs, gold-plated, camera ready, I said. If they scream, offer a louder mic. Timeline. 60, I said. Hey. Penalties if they stall. We'll draft, he said. Guardrails? No press, no paper leaving rooms, no chatter with Crossascend's PR, I said. Noted. Call ended. Ava exhaled. This will bruise.
It will clean,
I said. Sophia's story lit my phone. Damien pouring champagne into a tower. Caption, he knows my worth. Lucas skimmed it. You okay? I'm aligned, I said. Aligned with revenge. With arithmetic, I said. Revenge is a dividend. Ah, Ava's screen buzzed. Nina Cross confirmed tea at 6. Perfect, I said. She knows where his pride hides passwords. Inviting the ex to the wake? Lucas asked. I'm inviting truth, I said. Afternoon stacked with calls. Ava kept tempo. Nomura wants reassurance. They'll get a sliver of equity. Post-merger, I said. Small, loud, liquid in a year. Lazard asks about vision, she added. Tell them discipline is the vision, I said. Lucas tapped a chart. Ad spend doubled in 3 months. Hunger, I said. We feed paper and call it protein, he laughed. You're mean. I'm generous, I said, offering safety with my name. Ava glanced at me. And if Damien resists? We drown him in options that look heroic, I said. Choice is trap. She nodded. Understood. Evening tea at a hotel. Nina arrived. Thanks for coming, I said. I'm curious, she said. Men who ask for tea want war. I want process, I said. Then say what won't go in email. I'm consolidating Cross's End under Sequoia Meridian, I said. Damien keeps titles, loses teeth. She stirred, in my upside. Consulting fee, optional equity, a front row seat. Personal or professional? She asked. Aligned? I said. She nodded. His pride lives in press and debt. Nudge bankers. He bends. Praise him on camera. He kneels. What breaks him? I asked. Silence, she said. He only knows. Himself when people clap. Noted, I said. Ava will coordinate. Night air felt clean. A bar screen showed a gala clip. A reporter asked Damien, what's next? He said, everything. I texted Ava. Everything is accurate. Calendar 8 a.m., board 9, council noon, Nina recap after. She replied, got it? Also, Sophia posted a bracelet.
Option?
He knows my worth budget line. Ego, I wrote. Already coded. Lucas pinged. Nomura wants a teaser. Send one, I wrote. Promise nothing. Imply certainty. In the elevator, I faced my reflection and thought about signatures sleeping in dark rooms and cameras loving lies. Damien built a stage. I built the ground. Schedule the storm, I whispered. Let him bring an umbrella. Lucas stared at the ivory envelope like it was radioactive. Tell me you're not going. I'm going, I said. He shook his head. Burn it or frame it as evidence. I'll frame the night, I said. They want me there. I'll stand where they can see me. That's masochism. It's a strategy. The ballroom glowed gold. Strings hummed in the background. I stepped inside, invite in hand, smile in place. Damien spotted me first. You came, he said, teeth too white. You invited me? I said. It's brave, he said. Or foolish, or polite, I said. Sophia appeared, her hand looped in his arm. Ethan, she said, voice smooth as glass. Didn't expect you. I wouldn't miss it, I said. You two are newsworthy. Damien laughed. That we are. Lucas drifted up with a glass. You sure about this? Drink, I said. I am. Doesn't mean I'm not ready to drag you out. I'm fine. He eyed Sophia's diamond. That rock could blind pilots. She likes spectacle, I said. And he likes feeding it. Clara slid between guests, whispering, this is self-harm. This is reconnaissance, I whispered back. Her eyes searched mine. You're not okay? I'm precise, I said. Damien tapped his glass. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us to celebrate the future Mrs. Cross. Polite? Applause. Sophia's smile stretched, her gaze grazing mine like a knife. I met Sophia at a time I thought I had everything, Damien said. Turns out everything was just the beginning, Lucas muttered. God, he rehearsed that, kept my eyes on them, kept my smile steady. She showed me what life could be limitless, Damien continued. And tonight I toast to the woman. Who made me better? Sophia lifted her glass. To our future. I raised mine. 2 short futures, I murmured into the rim. After the toast, Damien approached. So jealous? Pressed, I said. By her? By your optimism, I said. He grinned. You should find someone. Might loosen you up. I'm loosened, I said. Sophia stepped closer. You always were too serious. You always were ambitious, I said. She tilted her head. That's not an insult. It's a map, I said. Lucas pulled me aside. You're baiting them. They think they're winning, I said. They're not? They're posing. A waiter offered champagne. I took one, not drinking. The bubbles climbed the glass like they had somewhere to be. Clara reappeared. You could walk away now. Be done. Done is a choice, I said. I'm making a different one. Revenge. Closure with interest. Damien called me over again. We're having a summer wedding. You'll come. If I'm free, I said. You'll make time, he said. Sophia's eyes lingered. You used to say I was the best thing that happened to you, and now I ask? She smiled. Now I'm the best thing that happened to him. Let's break! Hope it lasts, I said. Lucas found me watching them dance. You're bleeding somewhere inside. It's controlled, I said. They're spinning, you're plotting. I'm watching patterns. Patterns? They lead to cracks? I said. Sophia left Damien's side briefly. Why are you really here? To see the dress, I said. Liar. To measure the distance between what you think you have and what you really have, I said. She studied me, still talking in riddles. Still listening in denial, I said. She turned, hips brushing past me like punctuation. Damien's father shook my hand. You and Damien go back, right? Far enough, I said. He's lucky, he said. Sophia's a gem. Polished, I said. He laughed, oblivious. Lucas checked his watch. We leaving? In a minute? You've seen enough. I've seen the surface, I said. Another toast began, some uncle rambling about love and luck. I half listened, cataloging seating, noting who Damien leaned toward. Who Sophia avoided, Ava texted. Merger documents ready for review. Albemarle signatures confirmed, I replied. Good, we tighten after the honeymoon announcement. Understood, she sent back. Sophia's laugh carried across the room. It was the same pitch it had been with me, only louder now, like she wanted the walls to remember. Lucas sighed. Ready? I nodded. Let's go. We moved toward the exit. Damien caught my arm. Leaving so soon. I have work, I said. This is work, he said, gesturing to the room. For you, I said. He smirked. You'll miss us. I'll see you, I said. Sooner than you think. Outside, the night was cooler, quieter. The city's hum felt honest after the ballroom's gloss. Lucas lit a cigarette. That hurt. Not enough, I said. You smiled during the toast, because I know how short that future will be. He blew smoke. You scare me sometimes. Good. I said, fear keeps you close. The glass doors whispered shut behind me. The boardroom was already full executives in tailored suits. Folders lined neatly, the air smelling faintly of espresso and fear. Damien was mid-sentence when he saw me. His words stalled. You, he started. I smiled. Shall we get started, Ava? Slid into the seat beside me, placing a thin leather folder in front of me. Her quiet presence said everything. I never walked in unarmed. Damien blinked. What is this? Today's meeting, I said. Quarterly projections, strategic. Adjustments and introductions. One of the older board members frowned. Introductions? Yes, I said. I'm the new major shareholder. The room shifted whispers, eyes darting between us. Sophia sat 2 chairs down, her posture frozen. This is a joke, not to the tune of 43% ownership. I said, that's a very expensive punchline. Damien's jaw clenched. How? Paperwork, I said. Shell companies. Private acquisitions. Things that happen when someone isn't paying attention. This is impossible, he said. Ava slid a document across the table. Not impossible, she said softly. Documented. One of the directors cleared his throat. Mr. Cross, it's legitimate. The filings went through last week. Damien's eyes darted to him, then back to me. You came for this? I tilted my head. I came for control. Why? Because control is the only currency that never loses value, I said. And you've been spending recklessly? Her lips parted, but she stayed silent. Damien forced a laugh. You think you can walk in here and I'm already sitting? I said. I have voting rights. Shall we continue? Ava began outlining the merger proposal, her voice calm, measured. Damien interrupted. This merger is dead. I didn't look at him. On the contrary, it's been accelerated. Your division will operate under new oversight mine. You. Can't just I can, I said, and I did. One of the finance heads asked, will there be restructuring? Yes, I said. We'll discuss it after today's agenda. Sophia finally spoke. This is revenge. I met her eyes. This is business. She shook her head. No, this is personal. Sometimes the two overlap, I said, when the stakes are high enough. Damien slammed his pen on the table. You think you've won something? I've secured something, I said. Winning comes later. Ava slid another folder forward. Projected returns under the new structure. Conservative estimates. The CFO scanned it. Numbers hold, profits rise 20%. That's the goal, I said. Damien stared at me. You want to humiliate me in front of my board? I want to work with my board, I said. Your discomfort is incidental. Quiet except for the shuffle of papers. Sophia crossed her arms. And if Damien refuses? I leaned back. Refusal is a luxury for owners. Shareholders decide. I'm the largest. Damien's voice dropped. You're playing a dangerous game. Games have rules, I said. This is strategy. Eva glanced at me, then addressed the board. Shall we vote to proceed with the merger? Hands rose hesitant at first, then more decisive. The majority sided with me. Damien's face paled. You'll regret this. Maybe, I said, standing. But not today. I gathered my folder. Eva followed. At the door, I looked back. Thank you, everyone. We'll be in touch with next steps. Sophia's eyes followed me, sharp and calculating. Damien's stayed locked on mine, but this time there was no smirk. Outside, Eva murmured, That went well. It went exactly. As planned, I said. Now, the real work begins. His numbers don't add up. One of Damien's own managers told me over the phone. Vendors are pulling out, deals are stalling, and they'll stall, I said. Keep me posted. I hung up before he could fish for details. 2 days later, my phone buzzed. Sophia, I let it ring twice before answering. Sophia, hey, it's been a while, she said. Yes. She hesitated. I just wanted to check in, as a friend. Friends don't usually call me after years of silence, I said. It hasn't been years. It feels like it. Small laugh, brittle. Things have been complicated, I'm sure. She exhaled into the line. Damien's been different, irritable, snapping at people. I don't know what's going on with him. I wouldn't know, I said. You might, she pressed. We're involved with the board now. I don't involve myself in his personal life. Not talking about personal. Yes, you are, I cut in. And I'm not your sounding board. Silence. I'm just saying. She tried again. He's been hiding things. Money's missing. Meetings canceled. People are talking. People always talk. You're really not going to help me? No, her voice wavered. Why? Because I don't owe you that, I said. Another pause. You've changed, have I? Yes. You're cold. I learned it from the best. She sighed. Look, I didn't call to fight. Then you should have thought about what you were calling for. Fine, she said. Forget I called. I already have. The line went dead. 3 days. Later, she texted, We should talk, please. I left it unanswered. Meanwhile, Damien's empire was fraying. A supplier withdrew from a key contract. A bank delayed a credit line renewal. His marketing head resigned mid-quarter. Each thread loosened quietly, deliberately. At the next board call, Damien's voice was sharp. Who's leaking to the press? I wasn't aware there was a leak, I said. Don't play dumb with me. I don't have to play. You're sabotaging me. I'm overseeing my investment, I replied. If your deals collapse under pressure, maybe they weren't solid to begin with. You think you can push me out? I don't need to push. The call ended abruptly. That night, another message from Sophia. He's worse. I'm scared. I typed. Then leave. Her reply came fast. It's not that simple. I put the phone down without answering the following week. Ava walked into my office. Damien tried to force through a contract amendment without board approval. Block it, I said. Already did. Good, she hesitated. Sophia called me. I looked up. She wanted me to talk to you, said she thinks. Damien's hiding something big. Everyone hides something big, I said. She sounded desperate. That's not my problem. Ava studied me. You're sure? Yes. The next morning, Sophia was waiting outside my building. I stopped. Short. This isn't your place. I didn't know how else to reach you, she said. By not reaching me at all. Her eyes were rimmed red. He's been drinking more, screaming at me over nothing, throwing things. That's between you and him. I thought you'd at least care enough to? You thought wrong, I said. She stepped back like I'd hit her. You really hate me, don't you? No, I said, I just don't trust you. She swallowed. If you're waiting for him to destroy himself, it's already happening. I know. Her voice cracked. You're just going to watch? Yes. She looked at me for a long moment, then turned and walked away without another word. I watched her go, the wind tugging at her coat. My phone buzzed in my pocket of his name. It's done, she said. The last client just pulled out of his biggest deal. I looked down the street, where Sophia had disappeared into the crowd. Good, I said. Let it all come apart. Ava's voice came through the intercom. She's here. Who? I asked Sophia. I leaned back in my chair. Send her in. The door opened slowly. She stepped inside, clutching her bag like it was the only thing keeping her standing. Her eyes were swollen, makeup smudged. I need to talk to you, she said. You already are. She closed the door behind her. Damien's been taking money, using my accounts, signing my name on transfers I didn't authorize. I didn't move. Go to the police. I can't. You can, I said. You just won't. Her voice cracked. He said if I try, he'll ruin me. I'll lose everything. My apartment, my job, my reputation.
You should have thought.
About that before trusting him, she stepped closer. I didn't know what he was capable of. Yes, you did. No, she snapped. It's not like this. I folded my hands on the desk. And you came here because you can. Stop him, she said, because you have the power to end this. I let the silence stretch until she shifted uneasily. Why would I finally asked, because her voice faltered. Because I'm asking you to. That's not a reason. Her lip trembled. You're enjoying this, aren't you? I said, I'm remembering. She swallowed. Remembering what? The night you told me I wasn't enough. Her eyes flickered. I didn't mean it. You meant every word. It was a fight. It was the truth I cut in. She looked down at the floor. I was wrong. Too late for that. Please, she whispered. He's going to destroy me. I leaned forward. You think I don't remember how you laughed when you said it? How you made sure everyone in that room heard? Her hands tightened around her bag. I was angry. I was stupid. You were cruel. She blinked quickly, fighting tears. I didn't come here to dig up the past, and you shouldn't have buried yourself in it. I'm asking for help, she said again, her voice breaking, and I'm saying no. She stared at me like she was trying to see some version of me that no longer existed. You've changed. No, I said. Just stop pretending to care. She exhaled shakily. So that's it? You're going to let him keep using me? I'm not letting him do anything. You are. Jaw tightened. If you had any decency left, I'd still be in the same place you left me, I said, begging for scraps. She turned away, pacing toward the window. I thought maybe you'd understand. Maybe you'd remember what it felt like to be cornered. I do remember, I said. That's why I made sure I'd never be there again. She spun back toward me. What happens when it's someone else? Someone you care about? I don't let myself care about people who put me in the line of fire. Her voice shook. You really hate me, no? I said. I'm indifferent. She flinched like the word had weight. Could make one call, and this would be over. And you could walk out that door and start fixing your own mess. She took a step toward my desk. If you help me, I'll tell you everything. Every account, every transfer, every name. I already know, I said. Her eyes widened. That you've been watching, of course, I said. You think I'd let Damien play in my territory without knowing where the pieces move? Then why she trailed off? Because this is your lesson, I said. She shook her head. Colder than he is. No, I said. I'm just not pretending to be warm. Her hands trembled as she reached for the doorknob. One day, you'll regret this. Doubtful. She stood there for a moment, like she was hoping I'd call her back. I didn't. Finally, she opened the door. Ava was in the hall, files in her arms. You okay? Ava asked her. No, Sophia said, brushing past. Ava stepped inside. That was tense. She came here expecting rescue, I said. And you don't rescue people, but the ones who made sure I drowned first. Ava set the files on my desk. What now? Now, I said, we wait. People like Damien always overreach, and people like Sophia always break. Ava's voice was steady when she called from the doorway. It's everywhere. News, blogs, even finance podcasts. I closed the file in front of me. They picked it up fast. You timed it that way, didn't you? I glanced at the muted TV on the wall. Damien's face filled the screen blurred. Stills of him leaving some building at night. Headlines screaming fraud, corruption, betrayal. I just made sure the right people saw the right things at the right time, I said. Ava smirked. You mean the worst things? That too? My phone buzzed. The name made me smile. Nina. Her voice was sharp and amused. He's panicking. His lawyer called me, begging for a character statement. Can you imagine? Did you give him one? I told him Damien was a compulsive liar who couldn't keep his hands out of anyone's pockets, figuratively or literally. Then I hung up. Efficient. I said, you wanted those offshore accounts? I do. I'm sending you everything, account numbers, shell companies. Even the names of the people who help him hide the money. You're thorough. I'm spiteful, she corrected. And I like seeing men like him drown. I leaned back in my chair. You and I might get along after all, she laughed. Don't get sentimental. I'm doing this for me. He took years for me. I'm taking everything else. I'll see they're frozen before he can move a cent. Good, she said. Make him sweat. When I hung up, Ava was watching me. She's helping you? She's helping herself. I just happened to benefit. Ava tapped the tablet in her hand. Speaking of benefiting, his assets here are already frozen. The banks jumped the moment the story broke. I raised a brow. I was quick. They don't like messy clients, especially messy clients who attract government attention. The phone rang again, Lucas this time. Tell me you're watching the news, he said. I'm watching. He's finished. I just got word half the board resigned this morning. They're not even pretending to stand by him. Good, I said. Lucas chuckled. You're enjoying. I'm finishing what he started. You sound calm for a man who just toppled a CEO. It's not about noise, Lucas. It's about precision. Remind me never to get on your bad side, he said, and hung up. Ava sat across from me. So what's next? We wait for the offshore confirmations. Once those accounts are seized, he has nothing left. Her eyes lit with curiosity. What happens to someone like him after this? They beg, I said. They scramble. They call people they haven't spoken to in years. And when no one answers, they fall apart. Ava tilted her head. You'll watch? From a comfortable distance? The TV anchor's voice cut through the room as I unmuted the screen. Sources close to the investigation say Mr. Cross may face criminal charges in the coming weeks. International authorities are involved due to funds allegedly hidden overseas. Ava smiled faintly. That last part's you, isn't it? Partly, I said. Partly Nina? Think she won a front row seat to the trial? Do you want the first interview after the verdict? By late afternoon, the confirmation came in emails, encrypted files, wire transfer histories. Every account, every dollar, Damien thought no one would ever find. Ava read over my shoulder. He wasn't even subtle. Ego makes people sloppy.
You're
Going to seize them now? Already in motion, I said, tapping a message to my contact. She leaned back. You know, I've worked for people who liked the drama. You're different. It's all very surgical. Emotions slow the blade, I said. Ava smirked. That's poetic, also terrifying. By the next morning, Damien's name was everywhere paired. With words like criminal probe and asset seizure, clips played of him avoiding reporters, shoving cameras away. Lucas called again. He called me, he said, sounding almost giddy. What did he want? Help. Said you were behind this. And I told him I'd never heard of you, Lucas said, laughing. Then I hung up. I allowed myself a small smile. Good man. Ava handed me a printed list. Every account Nina sent over is officially locked. He can't touch a cent. Perfect. She hesitated. You think he knows it's over? Not yet, I said. Denial is a powerful drug. What about Sophia? She'll find out soon enough. The TV switched to a live shot. Damien, exiting a courthouse, face pale, lips tight. Porters shouted questions about fraud, betrayal, stolen funds. He kept walking, but the slump in his shoulders told me enough. Ava glanced at me.
But
The look of a man who knows, watched a moment longer, then muted the TV. That's the look of a man realizing the world doesn't owe him a thing. She studied me, and now, I said, we see how far he falls. Ava leaned against my office door, arms crossed. You're going to want to see this? I looked up from the report. What now? He's gone. I raised an eyebrow. Gone where? Gone, Ava said. It's gone from the penthouse. Moved in with her aunt on the east side. I set the report aside. That didn't take long. She sold most of her jewelry. Rumor is, she couldn't cover the rent after Damien's accounts were frozen. I allowed a small smirk. Luxury's easy to get used to, harder to keep. Ava stepped closer. You're not going to call her, are you? No, not even to, I don't know, rub it in? I gave her a flat look. I don't need to. The city's already doing that for me. My phone buzzed. Lucas? You hearing this? He asked without greeting. I'm hearing it. She must be miserable. I drove past the building. This morning movers were loading boxes into a rusty truck. No chauffeur, no designer bags, nothing good, I said. Lucas chuckled. You're cold. I'm consistent. He lowered his voice. And Damien. I leaned back. What about him? Word is he's gone. Left the country last night. No one knows where. Let them think that. You're not going to tell them the truth? No, I said. Truth's boring. Rumors do the heavy lifting. Lucas whistled. You're something else. When I hung up, Ava was still watching me. You really don't care where he is? I care that he can't come back without handcuffs waiting for him. She tilted her head. So you'll just let the stories grow? They'll grow without me, I said. That afternoon, over coffee, Nina called. I thought you'd like to know 3 different magazines asked me for an interview about Damien's mysterious disappearance, and I told them I didn't know where he was. I might have hinted he's hiding in South America, with someone's wife. I smiled. Efficient. Petty, she corrected. It's more fun that way. You're enjoying this. Not as much as you are, she said and hung up. Later, Ava slid a gossip blog across my desk. The headline read, From penthouse to spare room Sophia Cross hits rock bottom. I scanned. The article grainy photos of Sophia in jeans and a plain sweater, hair pulled back, no makeup. The comments were worse than the piece she's going to. Hate you for this, Ava said quietly. She already does, I said. You don't feel bad? Did she feel bad when she smiled at me from Damien's arm? Ava didn't answer. By evening, the rumors had taken on their own life. Damien spotted in Dubai. Damien in Buenos Aires. Damien under a fake name in Monaco. None of it confirmed. All of it whispered like gospel. Lucas texted me a screenshot. Sources claim Damien Cross left behind millions in unpaid debts. I replied with 2 words. Let them. When I left the office, the city felt louder than usual horns. Chatter, the hum of people living their lives. Somewhere out there, Sophia was unpacking boxes in a too small room. Wondering how it all went wrong? Ava walked beside me. You think she'd try to reach out again? If she does, it won't be for the right reasons. And you'll say, no, I glanced at her. Always. The night air was cold, but the quiet satisfaction in my chest was warm enough. I hadn't touched a single piece of the gossip swirling around Damien and Sophia, but it didn't matter. Karma had a better imagination than I ever could. The bell above the cafe door jingled when I walked in. Around a mug like she was afraid to let go. You came, she said softly. I said I would. I took the seat across from her. Her eyes searched mine. Do you remember the first time we sat here? I remember shaked a shaky sound. I was so sure back then, about us, about everything. I didn't answer. I made the worst mistake of my life. I let the word settle. Which one? Her throat tightened. Walking away from you? I sipped my coffee. You didn't just walk away, you ran. I thought Damien was... She stopped, pressing her lips together. I don't even know what I thought anymore. You thought I wasn't enough. I said. Her face crumpled. I never should have said that, but you did. Tears glistened in her eyes. I'm not asking for anything. I needed you to know I'm sorry. I leaned back, and now I know. She flinched. That. What else is? There a second chance? I shook my head. No. Her fingers tightened on the mug. I don't blame you. I wouldn't forgive me either. I'm not angry anymore, I said quietly. You're lying. I'm not. I meant it when I said I wished you well. She blinked at me, confused. You wish me well? Yes, after everything. A tear slid down her cheek. I don't know how you can say that, 'cause holding on to the rest would be a waste of my life. She nodded slowly, staring at her hands. You've changed. I had to. Her voice broke. I keep replaying that night, the things I said. If I could take them back. You can't, I said. She swallowed. And you wouldn't want me to, would you? No. Because then I might still be who I was back then, and I like who I am now. Her lips trembled. So this is it?
Yes.
Is it? She looked away, blinking hard. I'm glad you came. I'm glad you asked. We sat in silence for a moment. The hiss of the espresso machine filled the air, the faint clatter of cups, the low murmur of other conversations. She pushed her chair back. I should go. I stood too. Take care of yourself. You too. When she stepped past me, her shoulder brushed mine. She didn't look back, but I saw her wipe at her cheeks as she reached the door. The bell jingled again. She was gone. I stayed for a while, watching steam curl from my cup, the warmth fading with each passing second. This time, it wasn't sadness I felt. It was something lighter, something like peace. Ava slid the coffee across the table. You look like you slept. I did, I said, taking it. Small victories. She smirked. Work's been keeping you busy? Busier than ever? No distractions? Her eyebrow lifted. You mean, no, Sophia. I didn't flinch. I mean, no, Sophia. That's good. Is it? I asked. Yes, she said. You needed a clean slate. I stirred my coffee. It's strange. I thought letting go would feel like losing something. It's more like getting space back. Space for what? It's for things that actually matter? She tilted her head. Like my company, my friends. And maybe I let the sentence hang. Maybe, she prompted. I met her eyes. Maybe something more. She smiled. With me? Possibly? It's not exactly a romantic declaration. I'm out of practice. Then practice, she teased. I leaned back. You're easy to be around, Ava. That's rare for me. Her voice softened. It doesn't have to be complicated, you know? I think I'm finally learning that. Good, she said. Because you've spent too much time chasing storms. Storms have a way of chasing me. Not if you stop standing in their path. I laughed. You make it sound simple. You just don't believe it yet. I looked at her, really looked. Maybe I'm starting to. Starting is enough, she said. We let the silence stretch, comfortable this time. How's the new project going? She asked. Better than expected. I've got the right people in place. Lucas still helping? Good for keeping me grounded? I'm glad. You need people who remind you who you are? And who's that? I asked. Someone who doesn't let the past run his life. I nodded. I'm getting there. More there than you think, she said. Maybe. No, maybe, she said firmly. You are? I smiled faintly. I'll take your word for it. You should. I'm rarely wrong, I chuckled. That's true. She glanced at her watch. I have to head to the office. Big day? Enough. Dinner tonight, I asked. She hesitated, then smiled. Yeah, dinner sounds good. Good, I said. She gathered her bag. And maybe you'll even attempt that romantic declaration, I grinned. We'll see. She stood and I watched her leave. The cafe door swinging shut behind her. For the first time in a long while, the empty seat across from me didn't feel like a loss. It felt like an opening. Ava stepped into my office, eyes flicking to the view. You never get tired of this, do you? Not once, I said, my gaze sweeping across the skyline. Every building out there, it means something. She joined me by the window. It's surreal. It's the result of years she never saw. Ava glanced at me. You mean Sophia? Yes. She didn't know. She didn't care. Two, I said. She thought I couldn't give her the life she wanted, and you could. I gestured to the horizon. This is mine. It's been for a long time. She must regret it. Maybe, but regret doesn't matter now. Ava studied. Me, you sound detached. I am. Finally. That's good, she said. Means you've moved on. Not entirely, I admitted. There's a part of me that still remembers how it felt the night she left. But you didn't crumble. No, I said. I built higher. Ava smiled faintly. That's poetic. It's the truth. We stood in silence for a moment, the city humming below us. Do you ever think about telling her? Ava asked. No. She made her choice. Knowing this wouldn't change anything. Wouldn't it feel like justice? Justice is living. Well, without needing her to know, Ava nodded slowly. I like that. I turned back to the glass. Every deal I made, every late night tit, wasn't to prove her wrong. It was to prove myself right. And now I'm done proving. She leaned against the window frame. So what comes next? Expansion. Partnerships. Maybe even a new headquarters. Always building, she said. It's who I am. She smiled. I think that's why I like being around you. Don't stop. Neither do you, I said. Her eyes softened. So is there room in this empire for someone else? I met her gaze. There might be. That's almost romantic, she teased. Almost is all I've got right now. I'll take it, she said. I looked back at the skyline, sunlight glinting off glass towers. She saw me as small. She'll never know I was always bigger. Then her vision. Ava's voice was quiet. Her loss exhaled slowly.
Exactly.